No, that's good to hear. We had a record surplus here with the state budget, very different from last year. Kind of, what were the things you were able to kind of get for your constituents here in the state budget this year?
Yes, I mean, I think a surprise to all of us is that in the closing of the economy, if you want to say, with restaurants, retail closed, that we were still able to have very robust numbers as far as our California budget. That in turn helped us bring some, if you want to say, rewards to our district. And so I've always advocated for my district bringing in funds actually under the arts umbrella, $100 million for our California Arts Council, which is not just my area, but across the state. In addition to that, many youth arts programs and also small theaters. We know that they really closed their doors and want to see us open those doors again. We also focused on bringing money to small businesses through those competitive grants. But in my particular district, I will say, again, we have the Hunt Library, and this is a cultural center that has been closed to the community for almost 3 years. So we were able to bring close to $5 million, myself and Senator Newman. We were able to bring other awards to Fullerton Arboretum, which is another community asset. Myself and Tom Daly worked on that. I should say Assemblymember Tom Daly. We were able to bring almost $3 million to the city of Anaheim for the Family YMCA. So when we get a stack of budget requests, as you might know, right, and I try to focus when I can to really push for what is going to be an asset to the community to get the most benefit. And all three of those places, the Arboretum, Hunt's Library, these art programs are really places for families, young adults, seniors to get the most benefit of using our California taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. Right midway through the year around June, they kind of announced that each member would be limited to 12 bills. Kind of, how did your 12 bills fare this year, and how many are sitting on the governor's desk right now waiting for a signature?
Well, we got 50% of our bills through, so we have 6 bills sitting at the governor's desk. We've already had 2 of them signed, and so we are hopeful that he's going to move forward with the remainder. Much of my bill package there this year focused on housing and homelessness, and that has been a priority, as sadly, although we've seen the state rebound and recover, we're still seeing some very stark images on our corners, on our freeways, right, in our parking lots, and we have to address this, and we need to address it using some real definitive measures as far as data. How much are we spending? What are the results? One of my bills is at the governor's desk is focused on homeless shelters. As we know, sadly, we have shelters that are filled. But even that being said, they're supposed to be short term. We know that individuals are staying much longer than 3-6 months, sometimes a year. And so this is for standards within homeless shelters to make sure plumbing is working, cleanliness, all of these issues that you would hope to have at any place somebody lives at.
And, housing was such a big issue this year. What kind of things were you working on in the housing element that got to the governor's desk this year?
I continue to want to not only focus, but push forward and support legislation that's going to focus on production, housing production. So whether it's market rate, I'm starting to say middle-class housing, very low and affordable housing. We have to do all of those, and we need to do them in a speedier fashion. We need to be building in places that we haven't talked about before. So whether it's state land, county land, we need to be looking at individual property owners, single family homes, and allow them to do more with their property. And that is why I supported SB 8, 9, and 10, which have had quite a bit of discussion over them. The governor just signed them. But what they, in essence, say is we're going to allow homeowners to choose to do more with their property. There has been some contention that this is going to change single family home neighborhoods as we know it. I guess my caution is that we have been pushing forward bills already that are on the books related to granny flats, if you want to call them ADUs. And we haven't seen this run on granny flats and ADUs. So it is still up to the individual homeowner. And it is not an easy thing to do to just build on your property. You have to have capital, you have to have an investment. And there are still many provisions in this legislation related to historic neighborhoods, related to setbacks, all of these things. So there are still protections, but I definitely support building because we cannot allow and tolerate this homeless crisis to continue.
Hi, and welcome to Sacktown Talks. Thank you so much for watching our content. If you like it, make sure to hit that like button, and please make sure to subscribe.